What's up, YouTube? It's NG, the Neon X, and I'm back. This evening I'm into my Surface Duo, and I have a serious question for other Duo users out there. Do you still Duo?
Now everybody scream enough respect to the X. Enough respect given.
Now, the Duo has had a very rough existence. It was bogged down with so many software bugs, and it was apparent that Microsoft had a lot of work to do to fix this device. One thing that they did do great was the hardware. Now, if you follow the Duo at all, you know that the hardware of this device is just outstanding. There isn't really much arguing with that. But the software, the software is the Duo's Achilles heel. Even with the Duo 2, though I have yet to get one of my own, it is apparent that Microsoft really did not do enough to fix all of the bugs that were there in the original before they went up and released a second one. So the conversation behind the Duo 1 and the Duo 2 always hovers around: how does the software work? How does it act and react? Is Microsoft going to update certain aspects of the software? And it's because of this, the conversation is even less now than it was, and it wasn't much of a conversation to be had before. We were a very niche group who adored a very niche device, and of that group, just from what I've seen on the Reddits and all of that, the conversation behind the Duo isn't as prominent anymore. And that just leads me to ask the question, do you still Duo? Now, me personally, I still use my Duo every day. It's just for what I do, for my personal flow, the Duo fits nicely into my work habits. But I never have it by itself. It's always paired with maybe my iPhone. Like today, it's my iPhone and the Duo. I like being able to have my two screens and have my pen there ready to write on a more intricate level. What I have found that I personally like with the Duo is the hardware of the Duo. It is just so versatile that it just makes your work, whatever work you may be doing, easier. Not just work, but even your downtime, your recreational time, just more easier and enjoyable because of the form factor that the Duo has. Microsoft is really on, or was, I don't know if they're going to continue with the Duo, but Microsoft really had something here. This dual screen form factor is just so good at just about everything. When I am having my lunch, I can turn it into its tablet mode or its tent mode, and I can type or watch a show or whatever the case might be. If I am sitting in my car, there's one aspect that they don't even speak about with the Duo. You can hang it in Timo right over your steering wheel, and it's at the perfect viewing distance and angle to watch a show while eating or doing whatever. Have a vid chat right there. It's just not something that is mentioned much, but it does come in very handy. The other day, or another example, aside from doing these little YouTube vids that I do. I also like to collect and build art arcade cabinets. Now they're not the full size cabinets; it's the arcade one-offs. But I have a few, and like I said, you have to put them together. It takes a while, and I was putting one together, and I just need a flashlight there. Of course, the Duo was on me, and I set the Duo up, turned on the flashlight, and I angled it just so I could see where I had to actually drill the hole, and it worked wonderfully. There are just little things you can do with the hardware of the Duo that other devices cannot do without some kind of accessory or attachment. The only thing I've ever had to get for my Duo is bumpers, because I use my Duo a lot, and as you can see, my bumpers tend to tear, or whatever the case is. My Duo is in need of a new bumper now, because this blue one that I've had for a few months now has been through the ringer, because I don't believe this device gets used. There are many instances where a dual screen phone is better than a folding phone, and we all know that the folding phones are really coming up. The Z Fold 3, the Oppo N, the Huawei Magic V, all these phones are really high-end devices, which in some cases still aren't as good as the Duo, depending on what you're doing with those devices. So, if you were in the market for a foldable, you really need to ask yourself, you really need to consider what are you doing with that foldable, and would a dual screen be better for you than a folding screen? Because there are certain apps, certain use cases where the dual screen is just better suited to getting it done than a folding screen. I mean, that I have both, I really can attest to that. And the Duo is not a device I would like to see just fall to the wayside. That I would love to see it continue in one way or another. Microsoft showed what could be done with the hardware, but they kind of fell short so far with the software. Now, will the Duo 3 have better software? No way to know. But what could happen, and what I hope does happen, is other companies step into this form factor. I would love to see a dual screen device by Samsung. Samsung just has great software, and I know they can do something really special with two screens. Apple, I heard they might be making a dual screen device as well as a foldable device, and I'm sure other companies out there have dual screen devices. Hell, I've even seen some triple screen devices in blueprints and such. I would really love to see if just how they implement their software on those devices, and if it works better than Microsoft's implementation. But there's a lot of good here. It's just not ironed out the way it should be for casual, everyday use. And one might argue that the Duo is not a device for casual users. Yes, but for us that do use it, we would love for it to just work as advertised. So, with that said, my name is NG, the Neon X, and just, curious if you still Duo. This is what I'm into.